All right, let's get straight into this. You need silence in your life. In this modern day and age, it's become increasingly difficult to get the adequate amount of silence that you need. There's a million different distractions and responsibilities that will take your ability away to be able to actually sit in silence. Now, if you have certain responsibilities, by all means, those take priority over just sitting in silence, of course. But if you have free time, maybe try spending it sitting there, closing your eyes, and seeing what comes up instead of watching a YouTube video or listening to music or doing anything to distract yourself. Now, if you're not used to this is going to feel very uncomfortable. You may start ruminating about the past, you may start worrying about the future, or you might have the urge to just distract yourself again. But really just sit there and pay attention to what comes up because this is you communicating with your subconscious mind. These are the thoughts that just automatically pop up whenever you're alone in an idle state. Now, if these thoughts are bothering you, what you need to do is you need to breathe deeply, detach yourself from these thoughts. You can still experience them, let them come into your head, but don't keep running with them. If you do this, you will give less power to these thoughts, and in turn, less of them will pop into your head when you are alone. Now, this is easier said than done, and some days will be harder than others, but if you are consistent with this practice, you can reframe your thoughts and your mind to work with you rather than against you. Now, after practicing this for a while, you will eventually get to the point where you do feel comfortable in the silence. And this is when you can truly utilize it. Now you can use silence to calm yourself whenever you are in a more stressed state from whatever may be going on in your life. You can also use this silence to actually find out what your true desires are in this world. What do you actually want out of life? Instead of having other people tell you what you need to be or what you need to be doing. You can also use this creatively if you're working on like a art project or working on making a YouTube video or anything that requires you to create. If you sit there in silence long enough, you will receive the answers of what you want to be creating, what you want it to look like, everything. Another thing that you can do is you can sit there and you can repeat positive phrases in the silence to yourself over and over again about yourself, the world, pretty much anything. And you can really restructure your beliefs and your thoughts about the world and yourself. Now, in turn, this will reframe your mind and it will completely change your life because a lot of what we attract in our lives and a lot of what we become is just what we think about over and over again. Now, this is not easy, do not get me wrong, but if you are willing to dedicate yourself, put your time, energy, and self discipline into these practices and into changing your mind, you will get a better life. And now remember, we all start at different places. For some people, this may be easier than others, but do not give up. Because ultimately, silence is the most important tool that we have to shape the reality around us and within us. Ultimately, though, you want to use it to create self peace. You want to use it to be happy with yourself. Even if you're using it for all these external goals, realize that these goals, if you achieve them, will not fulfill you. The fulfillment comes from within. You have to be comfortable with yourself. And silence is key to that. Now, to summarize, silence is golden. It's something that we are lacking in this plugged in day and age, which is why it can be very uncomfortable to some people. If you however take the time to slowly get comfortable with it, it can be a creative space used for reframing your negative thoughts and beliefs, truly getting to know yourself, understanding the world around you, changing the circumstances of your life, solving creative struggles, solving any problems you may have in your life, and becoming at peace with yourself and thus the world around you. It is no wonder that the people at the top are keeping us distracted with all this modern bullshit to keep us from accessing this power. Now, if you liked this video or gained anything from it, make sure to like and subscribe because there will be more content like it. And if you didn't like the video, tell me why in the comments. Hope you all come back soon for another heaping serving of fish pudding.